Welcome ladies and gentlemen to a casted game for Crossfire Legion. In the northwest of the map we have Cammy playing as the Blacklist. In the southeast we have our friend from Korea, Japanox, playing as the Global Risk. So it'll be really interesting to see how these two players play the game and how they open up and see what strategies they come out with. It'll be interesting to see. I mean, it looks like already we have a worker coming forward as a scout for the Blacklist player, which is Cammy here in the northwest, and this is quite a solid way to play the game at the moment, where getting that early intel can just give you so much of an advantage about adapting your strategy to know what to do next. We see that Japanox is actually going for an early barracks as the Global Risk player, so we might see some infantry coming out, and I'm sure that our friend Cammy here is going to notice that straight away once he scouts that out. He'll see that the early aggression might be coming, and he might be putting on holes just to expand his base a little bit, having seen the barracks. He'd probably end up getting a barracks of his own just to counteract this and offer some defense, expecting, you know, the force to come forward. Alright, so we're all very new to this game. Of course, we're playing the demo version of this Crossfire Legion game. Be excited to see how the meta unfolds. And we see the two workers crossing paths, a bit of a bumping action there. And we'll see actually now he's going for... Ooh, a double barracks opening for Japanox. So certainly going very aggressive. We should be seeing barracks being putting down for Cammy very quickly, I'm sure, just in response to this, because he will need to. With the two troopers out, this spells some early aggression from our Korean player. Making a swift exit with the worker. The map is mountainside, guys, so there are a couple of maps already released. This is of course one of them. One of the popular ones for the 1v1 game format. We do see bulldogs. Hang on a minute, was that a proxy? It looks like it was two double proxy barracks opening for Cammy. We missed that even ourselves there for a second. The bulldogs are really taking the fight to the troopers, and this early aggression is really paying off, although the numbers certainly are in the favor of Japanox, because he got the barracks down earlier, I suspect, and we see a rally ability being put down by Japanox just to defend these units. I think Cammy's just kind of stalling out things here, just taking some engagements, not wanting to dive too far in, because of course he doesn't really have the numbers advantage, whereas Japanox does. Japanox does have quite a few of these troopers now. Some of them are relatively weak, and we see that Cammy actually heads back to his proxy base, which is probably a good idea. Does have his waypoint forward though, so he's got to be careful about not filtering those units. This one's going to be going to his early death unless he gets pulled back very soon. I'm not sure if he notices this one. It's going to be a slaughter for this guy, I'm afraid. Oh, he notices just in time. Oh, no, he doesn't. Oh, yes, he does. A bit of back and forth, and he goes back. We do see some expansion perhaps going forward now. We can see they're on the radar. Oh, no, actually, it's just a fight of the workers. They look very similar in colour, but you can see they actually look different, the workers. This one looks a bit like Wally, if you guys have seen it. Japanox there. Alright, back into the action. Oh, it looks like Cammy's actually going back, and he is sort of almost abandoning the proxy base, which could be risky, because if Japanox notices that, he could put some pressure on there. But I suspect Japanox looks like he's playing a bit defensive, or expecting to do so, because he's not sure exactly what's going on. I'm not sure he notices the proxy base even, so that could be a key bit of information if you can gather that. And right, we don't unfortunately seem to be able to tell the resources for the players. It would be nice to have that on the UI for spectators, so we can see if they're looking towards expanding. We do see Japanox expanding here in the south of the map to get that second core base and look to get some extra materials and just essentially expand that economy. We see an anti-ground turret going down for Japanox, offer a bit more protection. Of course, he knows that his opponent did have barracks and of course was producing bulldogs. It looks like going pretty ham on the bulldogs, so he's got a decent number of bulldogs here, Cammy, and might be looking to get more scouting intel. This is a worker for who? Japanox. A bulldog going forward just to scout there for Cammy. We can see some really good experienced RTS gameplay here. He sees the anti-ground turrets, and he knows that the expansion has been done, so he himself has gone down for a second core base as well, just to match that. He's a little bit behind that on that, I believe, but it was too difficult to tell really without knowing the resources. And it seems that Japanox has noticed the proxy base there, and it's going to look to take these out. The buildings do die very, very quickly to infantry fire even. Oh, the Bulldogs flanked there for a second, but Japanok's using a fire at will ability there. Gets a couple of units, 1 or 2 units, but the Bulldogs do filter through, and this could be a very big problem for Japanok's. I think Kami will be very happy just to camp on this core base and just destroy these workers. And this is certainly a really smart play by Kami. Just flanked it there, created a bit of a distraction. He noticed that his opponent Japanok's was going for the barracks that he had as a proxy base, and he was happy to lose those, considering now he's just completely idled the economy and has destroyed a lot of workers. And he's going to keep these Bulldogs alive, and he's perhaps reinforcing. I'm not sure if he's reinforcing, but he might be looking towards getting. He's using a Ghost Core. Right, so he might be looking to get units, vehicular units, perhaps. Ghost Recall actually brings them back home. He brings the units back home. That's fantastic for the blacklist bonuses there. They can just teleport the units back home when they need to. He didn't waste them. You may find inexperienced players there just waste those units who couldn't really take the fight against this, just for the numbers. Would not have been able to take an effective fight, so he pulls that back home and he recovers, and he's caused a lot of economy damage. You can see only 3 workers currently on this materials facility, and so the early eco advantage that perhaps Jackanox had for the second core base being put down earlier, well, that's all gone because the workers now certainly a lot more now for the blacklist player Kami. Alright, so a bit more quieter now. I think both players are a little bit more relaxed and happy to wait things out about a bit better now. And we do see Japanox though going forward, just seeing what's what with the infantry. And he's sending another worker as a scout, so we can see certainly a very interesting strategy, a very useful strategy that both players have been using, is the use of a worker as a scout. The scouting intel is so very important in real-time strategy games such as this. Okay, we now see a couple of vehicles on the field, a couple of factories for the global risk player Japanox, and he is going for the Cavalier. On the west side of the map we see a blacklist workshop going down as well, and a mechanized facility. So certainly both players are ramping up production of various different types of unit styles, and we'll be seeing what's coming out of this. So he's going to continue to queue up these well, no, he's actually going to get the camouflage unlock for his infantry. We do see actually a bit of a push now for Japanox. He's going forward with his troopers, looking to get hold of this sight tower, which obviously gives them, well, sight. Okay, interesting. Bulldogs here from Kami. Nice play here. He's just camping out here just to deny the third expansion base here potential for Japanox, and this is an interesting play. Very nicely done there. He's just going to make sure he's keeping Japanox in check and making sure that he doesn't expand to a third core base. And we see Japanox doing exactly the same. We want to see, yeah, he's just camping out this area, making sure that his opponent is limited to 2 core bases as well, and he's actually going to catch out this worker. Fortunately, meets a very, very swift death. Good defenses here with the anti-ground turrets. 4 of them for Japanox, so well protected in that front. He's going for a bit of a push, but yeah, these are all dead. The cheetahs here for the blacklist player. Oh, Japanox is going to use the fire at will tech ability, but Kami just gets pulled out of that. He obviously uses the mobility for the cheetahs, very powerful, and the cheetahs are designed for anti-infantry. Oh wait, that was a bit brutal. That was a bit brutal. We did lose a couple of cheetahs there to the fire at will ability used by the global risk player, but he can take these cheetahs now just to heal up at this triage center. And you can see this is a top level gameplay here already. Both players using the map very well, and he does oh, how did these get here? It must have come in and snuck through. Does a bit of damage. It gets a few picks on the workers, but the cheetahs are very, very mobile. You can see them. They're really, really fast. It'd be interesting to see some stats for them. I'm not sure if I can see too much in the way of stats on the observer mode. Here we are. It doesn't actually tell you the speed, which is a shame. Love to see what the speed of this unit is. It looks like it, animation wise, it looks like to be super fast. Great for mobility, and we see the Cavalier going down now to the cheetahs. Okay, getting hold of the sight tower again. Well, actually not quite. It's not in the influence there. He's going to get there now. No player is going for the third base just yet. Both players are quite happy and content, as it seems, on just 2 core bases. Okay, will we see some switching into air units? In fact, Japanox is going for anti-air. I suspect maybe... Did he see any... No, he didn't see any air units at all. We'll see. We'll see how this one pans out. I think Japanox is just preparing with some anti-air infantry, the rocket trooper. Okay, pretty stalematey at this point. A blacklist watchtower going down just to protect a little bit these workers on the second core base, and we'll see him go forward with some cheetahs. These 3 little troopers are going to get some scouting intel just to check and keep Cammy honest there on the top right, sorry. See if he's going for that third core base. The Bulldogs will take down this anti-ground turret just to again prevent an expansion, which was possibly planned for the for the global risk Japanox player. And yeah, so far so good for both players. They are kind of equal terms roughly, I suspect, and they're looking to consolidate, perhaps have one big fight. We'll see how this game pans out. Here we are again, these 3 troopers, really good positioning here just to keep Cammy honest here, stop the expansion. But Cammy does have the superior mobility, it seems, with the cheetahs. He's going to bring these home. I'm just going to pick off these 3 infantry, and he should be able to expand, actually, considering the positions of the military. And he does now certainly expand. Whereas the same cannot be said for Japanox. He's going to have a much tougher time of expanding to the third core base. Because, of course, the Bulldogs here, and now he's used the camouflage. Sorry about the game pauses. I'm not sure why that's happening. It seems to be happening sometimes in the demo version of the game, but it is what it is. Alright, we do see a chameleon now coming over from Cammy, a really strong vehicular unit, and yeah, he's really doubling down on the cheetahs. I think from this point of view, Japanox really can't invest any more into infantry. These cheetahs will just chew through them, and he does the right thing. He gets the cavalry. He used the herald's ability to unlock and to kind of look for stealth units, and he saw those bulldogs. He's anticipating it, and he does well with that. It looks like he's doing the sonic shield, which reduces the damage taken by the units within the shield. Looks like Cammy might have used the EMP. Missed that, didn't quite catch that. But as you guys know, the game is very new, so I'm still learning the game as well. We're seeing a big fight here, and I think, to be honest here, it looks like Cammy's going to take this with the crocodiles, which is probably arguably the strongest unit for Blacklist. Going to be causing a lot of problems for Japanox. Has to go back here, unfortunately. Has to go back. I think Japanox has to consolidate. The problem for Japanox now is that he doesn't have access to the third core base, whereas of course Cammy has been expanding, not with a lot of workers, but he's going to bring some forward, I suspect. Here we are. Just as I say it, he does it. He's going to bring and spread out his workers from the first 2 core bases to the third, whereas of course Cammy has done a great job at limiting the expansion for Japanox. Can't get to this third core base, and the longer this game goes, looks like Cammy is in a very strong position. But as you know, games like this can change very fast, because he does have a lot of cavaliers on the field, Japanox. But it'll be interesting to see how this fight goes. Yeah, these crocodiles. These crocodiles are absolutely incredibly strong. The crocodiles take it, and we see another fight here. A lot of crocodiles mixed in with a chameleon, and a lot of rocket troopers, which seem to be doing decently well, but they, you know, as a trade, but looks like they will go down eventually. And we do see the sonic ability for the herald just offering a bit of protection there, but not enough. We do see some now javelins out for the Global Risk player, forcing Blacklist and Cammy to go back, because of course the the crocodiles are very vulnerable to the javelins, but the cheetahs do have the ability to as you can see, to bring these javelins to the ground and fire at them. Don't know if that's a bit of a bug there, but yeah. So I really do like these cheetah units. They're very, very good for anti-infantry, and they can do a decent job against air units as well. Very, very strong unit for the Blacklist. And we see a strong push here for Cammy now, and I suspect this push is going to be a big one. He's got the cheetahs there to offer a bit of protection for his crocodiles from the javelins there. And yeah, this is a strong push, and I suspect this will be the beginning of the end for Japanox. The second core base that he had, and is under a lot of pressure now. He's probably going to lose this now, I suspect. Let's just see how much health is on. So half the way there. It does bring a phalanx onto the field. Might see the hull down ability for the phalanx. I'm not too sure. Doesn't look like it. It's one phalanx on his own though, and yeah, the crocodiles will make short work of this. Fortunately for the phalanx, it is a unit which has very high armor but doesn't really dish out that much damage. And I think we see the GG written there on the left side, and so we should see the game end here with Cammy taking this game, taking the W, and we should see that victory or defeat sign very, very soon. Just a formality here, just a formality. Okay, looks like actually maybe it's the case that Cammy actually has to destroy all the core bases before the game actually ends, although it did produce a phalanx there, so I'm not sure. We'll see. This game's not going to last too much longer anyway, although actually did a pretty good job of destroying those the cheetahs. They did go down, but the crocodiles are backing up, and should be just a formality. So guys, in the comment section below, do let me know what you thought about this game. Hope you enjoyed the cast, and if you did, do give the video a thumbs up, it really helps the channel. And I'm looking forward to doing more casted games for Crossfire Legion. It's an upcoming RTS game. I enjoy watching it. I'm certainly learning the game myself, and we should hopefully be able to see more from both of these players. We see a mass of crocodiles now come in and just going to be taking out the core base, the final core base, the first core base that Japanox started off with. And with this, with the destruction of this core base, we will see the GG, and Cammy takes the W on this game. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this casted game. Hopefully we'll see plenty more games from these players. Take care and see you next time.